If you're holding 12,750 KAS right now, the question that's probably on your mind is simple. How much could this stack be worth by 2026? Kaspa isn't like the average altcoin. It's built differently, it moves differently, and it has been gaining attention for the kind of technology that could make it one of the fastest Layer 1 networks in the world. So today, let's break down exactly where Kaspa stands, what makes it unique, and just how much your 12,750 tokens might be worth in the next couple of years if adoption takes off. But first, before we dive into the full breakdown, if you're looking for a solid place to trade crypto, I personally use WEEX. It's reliable, has deep liquidity, super low fees, and a massive selection of coins. Right now, you can claim up to $30,000 in sign-up bonuses and trade with up to 400x leverage. Best part? No KYC required. Use the link in the description to sign up and claim your bonus today. All right, let's get into Kaspa. At the time of recording, Kaspa trades at $0.088 with a market cap of $2.3 billion. With a circulating supply of around 26.6 billion coins, your 12,750 KS are worth about $1,122 right now. Not a life-changing amount yet. But remember, this is a project that's only just beginning to show what it's capable of. And as you'll see, Kaspa isn't just another blockchain, it's something entirely different. Kaspa runs on what's known as a block DAG architecture, powered by the Ghost DAG protocol. Unlike traditional blockchains that confirm blocks one by one in a linear sequence, Kaspa can confirm multiple blocks simultaneously. That means the network isn't bottlenecked by waiting for the previous block to finalize. It processes many in parallel. The result? Kaspa is capable of producing 10 blocks per second today, with the roadmap aiming for even higher throughput as the network grows. Compare that to Bitcoin's 1 block every 10 minutes. And you start to see why Kaspa has gained so much attention. This architecture gives Kaspa some huge advantages. First, transaction speed. Confirmations are near instant, and finality happens much faster than on most blockchains. Second, scalability. Because the DAG structure can expand horizontally, it's far less likely to choke under heavy load. And third, security. Kaspa is still proof of work, which means it maintains the decentralization and miner incentives that many believe are the foundation of a secure crypto network. In other words, Kaspa is designed to combine the best of both worlds. Fast, scalable transactions without sacrificing decentralization. Now, what's really exciting is what's coming next. Kaspa is preparing to roll out smart contracts by the end of August 2025. This is huge. Right now, Kaspa is already impressive as a payment layer, but adding smart contracts will open the door to DeFi applications, NFTs, gaming, and entire ecosystems being built directly on top of the DAG architecture. This could be the turning point that takes Kaspa from being an impressive tech demo to becoming a real player in the broader crypto economy. So let's talk numbers. If Kaspa remains where it is today at $0.088, your 12,750 KAS are worth about $1,122. That's your baseline. But what if adoption expands after smart contracts launch? At 20 cents, your bag would be worth $2,550, and Kaspa's market cap would stand at roughly $5.3 billion. That would push Kaspa into mid-tier altcoin territory, competing with projects like Algorand or VeChain. At 50 cents, your 12,750 KAS would be worth $6,375, with a market cap of $13.3 billion. This is where Kaspa would start to be viewed as a legitimate top 25 contender, especially if it can secure developers and ecosystem growth after smart contracts roll out. At $1, your tokens would be worth $12,750, and Kaspa's market cap would climb to $26.6 billion. That's firmly in the league of major Layer 1 blockchains. To put it in perspective, that's the level of adoption where Kaspa would be widely listed, heavily integrated, and potentially powering real-world applications at scale. At $2, you'd be sitting on $25,500, and the market cap would be about $53 billion. That's not outside the realm of possibility if Kaspa gains traction as a scalable payment solution or hosts a thriving DeFi ecosystem. And if somehow Kaspa reached $5, your 12,750 KAS would be worth $63,750 with a market cap of $133 billion. That's a massive number, but not completely impossible in a future where crypto adoption is widespread and Kaspa becomes one of the top 3 fastest, most used payment rails in the industry. Pull back for a second and talk fundamentals, because these price levels only matter if Kaspa actually delivers on its vision. The launch of smart contracts is a critical milestone. What really matters is whether developers build on top of it. The success of Ethereum, Solana, and other major networks came not just from having smart contracts, but from having entire ecosystems of dApps that kept users engaged and money flowing. If Kaspa can attract developers, DeFi protocols, and even enterprise use cases, that's when these price levels become realistic. Another thing Kaspa has going for it is is fair distribution. There was no pre-mine, no VC allocation, no team hoarding billions of tokens before launch. It's mined fairly through proof of work, and the emission schedule is transparent. That gives Kaspa a level of decentralization and fairness that investors value, especially in an era where so many projects are VC-backed and controlled by a small group. But let's be honest, Kaspa is not without risks. It's still relatively new in the grand scheme of crypto, and while its technology is groundbreaking, tech alone doesn't guarantee adoption. There's also the competition factor. Networks like HBAR, Algorand, and even VeChain are pushing hard for enterprise adoption. While Solana dominates in retail, DeFi, and NFTs, Kaspa will need to carve out its niche as the fastest, most decentralized payment rail if it wants to truly stand out. And even then, there's always the possibility that hype fades, liquidity dries up, and development slows. That said, the momentum around Kaspa right now feels different. It has a strong community, passionate miners, and upcoming smart contract functionality that could be the catalyst for a new wave of adoption. If we look at past examples, coins that combined speed, scalability, and fairness often ended up far higher in the rankings once the market realized their potential. So, where does that leave your 12,750 KS? If adoption stalls, maybe it drifts sideways, worth around $1,000, $2,000 by 2026. But if smart contracts take off, if developers begin building real applications, and if Kaspa positions itself as the go-to network for fast, secure transactions, then seeing your bag worth $10,000, $20,000, or even $30,000 by 2026 isn't out of the question. The upside is massive, but it's tied directly to whether Kaspa can move from being a promising technology to being a platform people actually use. Kaspa has already proven it can capture attention. From under a penny to over 20 cents at its peak, it has shown explosive potential before. The real question is whether it can repeat that growth on the back of real-world adoption. If it can, your 12,750 KS might turn out to be one of the best bets you've ever made.